Welcome to the Intern Whisperer Live, the show all about the future of work. Reminder listeners, you can call us live on the air, and the phone number is 407-582-2906. You can also chat with us online through Intern Pursuit's Facebook live chat.
All right, is it my turn?
Yes. Actually,
is it? Because Brad is over here taking pictures. And this is our last show of the season, people. Okay, we're supposed to be going, woo!
I'm honored.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are, episode 105, last show of the season. And that music was done by Eli Sutton. So thank you, Eli, for bringing us.
Shout out to Elijah.
Yeah.
Exactly
he
what I
said
wanted.
we can actually call him Eli.
Whatever you want to be called, sir.
Yeah, so
okay.
Eli, Elijah, whatever. Okay, so Miranda, you're supposed to be up next.
All right, coming up on this episode of the Intern Whisperer Live, employers and students sign up with Intern Pursuit at www.internpursuit.tech. Look for Intern Pursuit on NASDAQ's channel when we open the stock exchange on December 10th. Go to the link to be notified when the big event happens.
We have to copy this and paste this right now into the Facebook area. So copy that whole little green thing that says on December 10th, NASDAQ. Copy that and put it in the chat, please.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so where can you find Intern Pursuit? You can find us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, and YouTube. And you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, on Podbean, on Spotify, on Stitcher. And what did I forget, guys? Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean.
Facebook.
Google Play. Oh, Google Play. There we go. Google Play. Yeah. Yeah. And you can play our game. It is a third-person tower defense game. You can download it and play it. It's on internpursuit.games. And we also have Intern Pursuit is on Facebook, and you can watch us live there. And what else? Oh, live on Valencia College Radio. So many places to find us. You can also listen to us live on the air like people are doing right now. Thank you for sharing that. And then the phone number is 407-582-2906. And you can chat with us. So, Brad, I'm going to see if anybody is going to chat with us online. So if that's Casey Field, you should be chatting with us online.
Did you tell her about it?
Well, I don't know. Hopefully she's listening. I'm going to hope that she's listening.
Did you tell her about it, though?
That was your job.
I did not.
That was your job. I'm giving that right back to you. Okay. So, Sydney.
We'll see.
Orlando Devs is a nonprofit organization made up of a community of software developers in Orlando. Whether you love writing code or just getting started, you're welcome to check out Orlando Devs Meetup to connect with software and IT professionals. Their website is www.orlandodevs.com. Thank you, Orlando Devs, for being a patron of the Intern Whisperer.
Okay, Intern Pursuit news. Students, do you want to intern with either Intern Pursuit or one of our employers? Go to internpursuit.tech to sign up and create your free profile. Look at that right there. Now we are. Employers of all types and sizes are invited to be part of our early adopter beta program and take advantage of special pricing through December 31st. You can contact us at info@internpursuit.tech for more information. And if you want to play our game, go to internpursuit.games. So welcome, Brad Fitzgerald.
Welcome.
To the Intern Whisperer.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now see, he already came in and he said he wanted to have fun. So we should have, he's going to be a prankster, so be prepared.
We're gonna be real. We're gonna talk some business and we're gonna have some fun.
Okay.
He's promising that.
Mm-hmm. It's after hours, so.
It is after hours. But
I'm always like zoned in and focused and intense.
You are.
So like after hours, I like to.
And then you go and play frisbee in the office. So what the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Throw the
or football.
In the office or.
Yeah. Okay, so Miranda, why don't you start us off?
Okay, you started here at Valencia College. What led you to a career in real estate, and what discipline is your background in? What was your major in college?
Those are which question?
Oh,
you can start with either one.
You pick it.
Here we go. So, the campus that we're at right now, Valencia East, actually helped me start my entrepreneur career.
Mm-hmm.
because I realized that teachers really don't care, and I didn't want to be a part of that.
Oh, you just gonna drag the teachers
you
right now?
cannot do
Some of
that.
them.
At
Do
this
not
camp?
do
Oh,
that here on this
I
campus.
did.
Oh,
I did.
yeah, you
Well, I was
did.
here. I was
Bold
here.
about it.
I was here.
Okay.
And
Ooh, they won't like that
didn't-
here. They're really
That's
good
fine.
I
teachers.
didn't understand. Well, hey, that was 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I then went out and tried to get my hands on anything that I could, be a part of. So talking about getting my hands on things, I actually moved out of the country for a year. I lived in the Cayman Islands and then came back. And then I got my real estate license. And my real estate career is not very extensive at all. It was something that I was told I should do. I got my real estate license, and honestly, I thought I should hold it with Keller Williams so I could be taught how to go ahead and
I have
be
friends that
a
work
real
there.
estate agent, right?
Yeah, they
But
love it.
I went with a broker, a boutique brokerage, and the guy was like, "Figure it out yourself." So I didn't really do much in real estate at all, to be honest. After that, I actually started becoming I was a salesperson for a manufacturing company that manufactured ADA compliant like pool lifts. Climbed the ladder there. After a couple years, that company was sold. I was basically operations. That company was sold. Now during that job, I had this idea, and the idea was actually led me into my first tech company. So I knew nothing about technology at all. I played sports my whole life, and I had this idea, and I shopped around a bunch of technology companies and told them my idea, refined it, and there's 5 companies that I went to, and 4 of them said no, and then 1 of them said, okay, let's do it. So I spent my life savings, $70,000 at that moment. I was probably 25. I was 25 at the time, and we were making it happen. Actually, we were in our third meeting with IBM. I signed up the Orlando Magic, a bunch of small time companies, local businesses in Orlando.
So what was this company? What did it do?
It was called Logoji. So
Interesting name.
This is when like emojis became like, this is like 7 years ago, right? Six years ago. Now it was your logo and an emoji, Logoji, right? So what we did was we allowed companies to go onto our platform, take any picture at all. Could be your face, could be this mic, could be the laptop, anything, right? Make it any size, embed it with a call to action, and plug as many of those images as you want into one post, and then when you submit it, it'll show up on your Facebook feed. So right now, right, you click on an image on Facebook, it just gets bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or you can have a link, right? That link will then display, what it's about, what the website's about, right? But my post, what we are doing is in one post, you can have 50 different pictures, all of different sizes, inline text. Like I was saying, like, hey, check out my boy Bob, and like his Logoji, his face, and that would go to his like Twitter. Like he loves to surf, a surfboard, and it'll go to like a surfing,
And so what
website or
happened to that
whatever.
company?
So that was so it was awesome, right? Nobody's doing it. Still nobody does it now. I learned my first big lesson: don't put yourself in a box. Don't let somebody else control what your technology does. So Facebook changed their API, and then all of a sudden nothing was displaying for my clients, nor I, and I had to return all their money back, and I lost my life savings.
Wow.
And that was lesson 1 out of 2 million.
Learning to be an entrepreneur. It is hard work.
So after I got the tech bug, so I lost all my money. I became a roofer, and I worked that for a year, saved some money, and then started a company called Industry Niche Apps, where we were developing mobile applications for real estate agents, and it was like a personal real estate agent mobile app, right? So you have your Keller Williams mobile app, right? However, if you're a real estate agent, it would say Isabella, real estate agent. Like you go into the Play Store, it'd be your face, you know, it would be your app, and it would
So you white labeled it so it could be anybody's thing.
Yeah. Well, we branded it for each individual, and all the, you know, it facilitated the real estate process, right?
Right.
So we were just really bad at developing tech. Like I tried to do it myself with, you know, so, and I had a partner, like a lifetime friend, since I've known him since I was 8. So we did that for a year, you know, barely survived. And then he brought his cousin in, that cousin brought a friend in, that friend knew someone big in the health insurance business. And he said, do you know how to develop leads? And we said, no. And he's like, well, you need to, because I have a lot of money for you. So we said, okay, we'll figure it out. October 13th, 2017, we delivered our first health insurance lead to like a salesperson, right? Salesperson wants to sell health insurance to people that want to buy it. So we go out there, produce the lead, put it through our system, delivered it automatically, right? And we did 63,000 for the remainder of the year, and then we did $1 million the next 5 months.
Holy cow.
$1 million, yeah, in 5 months. So we went from being completely like, what do we do? How do we eat? My partner was living on my couch. He didn't have a car. And then we did $1 million. And then after we did $1 million, then I found them going behind my back. And then I kicked them out, and I had to start all over again. And that was 2018, June 8th. And now this is a year and a half later. So I've started my own not real estate company. I did not.
Yeah.
I did have a real estate company actually.
Yeah.
In early 2018, but early 2019. Sorry, this year, and so I started my own lead gen company, the Lead Line. That's
the lead line.
So funny thing, and I guess this is a shout out to the other Lead Lion. There is another Lead Lion, which I thought was funny, and they're also in Orlando. What are the odds of that? So, but it's been a heck of a ride so far. So it's been a year and a half. Started with just me, got to 17 employees. We've done hundreds of thousands of dollars, and developing some really cool back-end tech and some MarTech, some marketing technology.
That's a new one, MarTech.
Like fintech, whatever.
EdTech.
Yeah, education. Yeah, exactly. So I hope that answered your question, though. Questions?
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot to process. So he was in, just so you guys know, Starter Studios ideation class this year. So we do a little shout out for Starter.
I love Starter Studio.
Yeah.
I love Starter Studio.
I know, we all do. If we've gone through the program, we love the place.
Literally, for an entrepreneur, like I've known about Starter Studio for many years, and I've visited Starter Studio, but not until I went into the ideation accelerator, and then actually went out to, I met you, or you came up to me, and I actually met all the entrepreneurs, and actually like embedded myself in that community, and we're all the same. We're all going through a lot of the same struggles, and that saved me personally.
Yeah,
because
we're not alone.
Yeah, I had 17 employees. I was growing too fast, and then, I'm the sole owner. But like even like what I'm going through, nobody's gonna understand.
No.
At all. But you, Rick.
Yeah.
Only
if you're going through it, because this is lonely and hard.
It is. It is a very lonely and very hard. And you have to have a lot of willpower. You have to
Really
you have
believe
to
in
not
it.
quit. You have to believe, and you have to not quit when the average person would. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
a whole different ballgame.
sure enough it is. Why don't you go ahead and tell us, go with, three. He actually covered two
Yeah,
or
you kind of,
three.
it was, why did you start it? We kind of got into that already with the positions that led up to Lead Lion's inception.
And
You
so
could-
I think
I
we're
mean,
on 4 now.
Yeah, okay. So the Lead Lion is an advanced technology company that specializes in lead generation. Explain to our listeners how your business is different from any other company that provides lead generation.
Differentiation. You have to do this all the time. It's in our pitch decks. We always have to say how we differentiate, right? You can
Right.
do this in your sleep, Brad.
All right. Let's see if I can do this.
Okay.
So within the lead generation industry,
Do you guys know what that is? They might be
No,
separate
but I was
from-
gonna
from
add like I
marketing,
did.
right?
Uh-huh.
So, in my opinion, the difference between marketing, right, like a marketing agency and a lead generation company, right, is marketing company will say, hey, give me your budget. I'll put your brand out there. You know, maybe you'll get a ROI, or maybe I can give you some analytics on that or not. But hey, we're gonna put your brand out there, market, let people know you're out there in the world, right? A lead generation company is much more analytical driven, number data driven by far, because I have to produce, I go out there and market, but then I collect people's information and deliver it. And those are things that you can actually record.
So it's like
How
your
many I
targeted buyer
give you.
personas, right?
What's that?
It's your targeted buyer personas.
Well, yeah, you can. I mean, my thing is health insurance, right now. When all the different demographic. It's just how creative can you get? You know, who's out there? Who needs it? How can you? What channels to
Distribute.
to distribute your content, and what's the copyright? What's the images? And you're just always being creative, and the industry is always changing all the time. So you have to consistently be on top of it, and it's actually really fun, and it's something that is never gonna go away because people need leads. It's all about, like, think about an industry, and then think about how they get leads, because they will. They absolutely will.
Yeah, so that's my email list. That could be anybody that comes in through inbound marketing. It's people that I talk to. All of those people, if they're qualified, become my leads, and then I can cultivate them to become hopefully a client.
You want to make a movie, right?
Make a
These
movie.
guys do.
They're more make a movie. I'm more produce a movie. Get people to be in the movie.
So how do you find people that want to make a movie? How do you find people? You know what I mean? So, like,
Mhm.
you need some leads, especially here in the beginning, right? When you don't have that credibility, you're
right.
starting in the world. So you need leads. It's the
Leads, connections.
the lifeblood of
Every
of
business.
every business.
Yeah. Without leads, we don't have any.
So what we do is we create technology to automate the getting leads, right? Generating leads, delivering leads, automating that, and then for our clients that want to receive leads, we develop technology for them to easily accept leads, purchase leads, and it's a lot of that. So it's a lot of creativity, a lot of customer discovery. Always getting feedback. That feedback loop needs to be
Ongoing.
extremely efficient and consistent, right? So
Yeah. Ongoing.
yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of what lead gen. That's what we do. So the difference. I'll go ahead and refine
Your
why
differentiation.
we're a little different is average marketers out there can be just little Facebook guys that are like, yeah, I can just create some, but
Ads.
yeah, I can create some ads. So okay, cool. But we have an entire dashboard. Like, literally, the company makes money while we sleep. That's what it is. It's marketing. Anybody in the nation can go ahead and come onto our dashboard, create what they desire. We're 100% marketing all the time. We're using machine learning to go ahead and literally kind of replace agents and what they do, to go ahead and help them just close and get closer to that sale instead of having to work to that close. We want to go ahead and make them already at that end point, right? So we're doing a lot of that. And that's a lot of fun, because there's a lot of problems that you have to solve.
You have to, sit down, and I guess your customers, if it was me, I would have to go and complete something that identifies who I'm looking for as my target demographic, and then you're able to help me identify those people and give me a list, right?
So I have another company. It's a marketing company, and so then the lead line uses this company. And this company, we're developing technology to where I give you a form, and you're like, "This is my demographic. I need companies, large companies, or medium-sized companies that need interns of this age, this ethnicity."
Well, they can't do that, but they can
Well,
actually.
They can do that. They can do that.
School,
that part.
and if
Well,
they're degrees and things like that. Like their degrees, you can ask for those
Well,
things.
Facebook does have something on their audience insights to where they have like an ethnicity.
It does if
filter.
if it matters to what that person is doing in the job. So, for example, I use this as an example. If I had to hire somebody to come in and work at a rape crisis center, I would want it to be women, not men, because the women have already felt violated, and so they're not going to want to talk with a man as a counselor. They'd prefer a woman. So there's these places where that type of role, whatever it is, whether it's gender or ethnicity or race, could be a factor, and it ties in exactly with what you're doing.
Sure. Okay. Anyway, so as you create your demographic, then you actually can see your ad being built. You can select blue.
I'm gonna do it.
Blue eyes. It's not done yet.
Okay.
It's not done yet. Blue eyes, blonde hair, and to the side, this actual ad is being created already. And then also, what's being shown is the amount of individuals. State. You can select your state. The amount of individuals that is available on my network, my mobile network. So. And then you literally hit submit, put your call to action in, and it's basically an automated process to go ahead and target a demographic.
So nobody's automating this. That's your key differentiation?
So what really is the unique sauce there is how I've partnered with a different company to target individuals.
Okay.
And
so
how things
your
are
partnership.
verified. So basically, it's a database of around like 245 million people.
Wow.
So take away all the children, and that's updated once a week, and just their proprietary technology is very unique. And I'm that front end that's building that, and that back end that's then delivering it to the lead line, and then the lead line then delivers it to whoever wanted that lead.
Got it. That's a lot of moving stuff going on there, because
Yes.
a lot of people, and then a lot of like sort to give you a list. That was sound effects, just so you know. Sound
I like
effects.
that.
Okay.
It's good.
So Sydney, we're over on 5.
What top 3 qualities do you think an entrepreneur should have to make it in the industry that they want to be in successfully?
That's a great question. I think that they should. I think they should know themselves. I think as the world changes, as people come in and out of your life, you are still there, and I think that an entrepreneur needs to truly know who he is and question himself in a good way, in a healthy way, and learn how he learns and grow himself. The other one is learn how to adapt to everything. You know, you want to be able to be in any single situation and learn, just always absorb and observe, and then be able to react. The ability for an entrepreneur to adapt to his surroundings is very important, and then making decisions, not just efficiently, but consistently and often.
Mm-hmm.
So, you, like, a lot of people have this big issue with always, like, okay, is this the right decision? Like, it has to be perfect. It has to check all my boxes. It's like, no, like, I get some big decisions have to be like that, but make some decisions, especially if you're a really...
You have to make decisions quickly sometimes.
You have to make, like, I'm just like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, 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 no, right, like all day, right? And when you're in your younger stages, like, what you know, it's not going to affect really anything, honestly. It's just you might trip up, you're going to, like, make a dumb decision, you're going to fail, but guess what? You're just always moving. Fail, you learn. You fail, you learn, and then you just, you know, then you're just learning like crazy. You're always making decisions. Bam, 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 bam.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really good. I think that's a good life lesson for all of us, because we can get bogged down by, oh my gosh, did I make a mistake? The emotions, or that was really bad. And if we were talking about this with our previous guest, is that if you live in those emotions too long, you're just, it's a distraction. You're not moving forward.
Right.
You know, emotions are not the best place to be when you're trying to make good decisions.
Well, be conscious, right? Don't react in your emotions. Always take a step back and try to kind of have that enlightenment feeling, where, and that's the kind of goes back to my number one is know yourself. Right. If you know yourself, then whatever is kind of presented in front of you, you're going to be able to handle it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what entrepreneurs come across every day, is things come out of left field, and you just have to then adapt,
Mm-hmm.
make a decision, move forward, and just literally do that all the time.
And knowing yourself is also something that it changes. Like, where I was when I was like their age is like, I'm years beyond that.
Right.
I sit there and I go, oh my God, why was I even thinking that stuff? And it was
Right.
like really ridiculous.
Right.
But it comes through making those mistakes. You continue to learn yourself is the point that I'm saying. You will never stop learning more about yourself.
Oh, I'm very good at making mistakes.
Yeah, well, I
You
think
have to be.
everybody is, yeah.
You know. So okay. Yeah. Good question.
Well, that was a really good question. Miranda?
What do you think the marketing industry will look like 10 to 20 years from now?
More automations. I believe it's going to be a lot more automations.
It's all going to be automated. It's all going to be numbers, data, as more like it's all numbers and data and analytics right now. But it's going to be automation, like 10 and 20 years, like technology, like.
So where do you
20
see
years
people?
ago, the like Facebook didn't even exist. You know, the iPhone didn't exist. You know, to like project what tech and marketing is going to be in 20 years is, I would, if I knew, I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be this marriage between our creative self. And one of the things that we talked about last week is the technology that's out there to be able to create videos. And it's not like the guy standing behind the camera. That will be, I think, the premium value, because now you've got somebody, a human, that is taking care of making sure that the shot is perfect. They're interacting with you instead of a piece of technology that's creating the video for us. And I think it's going to be the same for marketing. Everything will be about a movement to see the human side of the craftsmanship that comes out of what you're doing in that particular role.
So why couldn't I create a robot that
You can.
perfects?
But that was you creating it to get it there. So that would be, you
Okay.
keep moving yourself more and more into that creative space to create something else that's supposed to be making my life easier.
Mm-hmm. It is which is we're automating just another task that we would have to do. I think it is. I agree with you. It is creativity mixed with automation, and
It's a balance between technology and us.
it's a great question.
What
I'm
are we
always
going to
trying
get paid with? You know, we got to get paid.
right. And if you're not in a technology space, it's a scary thing to think of. Is 20, 30 years down the road, you know, we see robots doing all of our jobs, and what kind of value do I bring to the economy, and is somebody going to pay me for it?
Yeah, but this is where I think some of that value comes from, is there's going to be people that won't know how to do something. And I'll use what happened today, Wix. I'm going, okay, I've got a problem with my website. I need it to, I hate forums. I don't want to go through forums. I think it takes too long. I also don't think that watching the video is going to solve my problem, because my problem will have something that's unique to it, probably because of my learning style. I like to talk to a human. So there's this place where preferences weigh in, and I would prefer to do
via
business.
phone, like on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would want to talk with somebody across the room from me, not have a computer or an automated chatbot, you know, participating in this. I would rather work with a human that's shooting the video. What if it's a video that pops up, right? Wix has a video that pops up, and you're screen sharing with a human. Sure.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, it
so
is.
what
It's
if what if
Facebook right
that
now.
what if that video then itself it has AI or like some kind of machine learning in it, then could read your voice and then react that it could react. You're thinking you're talking to a real person. It looks like a real person, but it's
we
reacting
talked about
to your
that.
voice.
There was a Google ad that came out, I think it was like a year or two ago, and we were talking about that. And it sounded like it was a real person, but it was really a chatbot, and they had programmed it so well that it could understand the tonality of the voice and every aspect of how we were engaging.
I'm building that right now.
Yeah, it's out
like
there.
it's like 70%. I'm like my own internally. But what I'm saying is video. What if you have?
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, it's totally gonna happen.
Yeah. What if it, like we're on a screen share and you're asking me questions and I'm giving you those answers, but I'm over there making a cup of coffee, but you see me on the other side of the computer.
So you're saying it's the image of you I'm interacting with, not really you.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm saying like chatbot.
It's like an
but
avatar.
video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like it looks like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
You wouldn't know.
But it sounds like we're just talking on the phone. Is it not just like a phone call?
No, it's video screen
a video
screen share,
call.
video call, like FaceTime.
It's like this right now, but it's really that we're interacting with not necessarily you in the chair. It's a hologram. It looks like you.
Right,
but
a
it's not
hologram.
you.
Why, if we can do the whole tonality thing, why can't I do the whole like our body movements have a tone,
True.
right? Why can't we do that? Why can't then, if we can already do the voice tonality, why can't I just have my voice
Projecting and making.
project like the I'm speaking the words?
I think everything is possible, because that's how we ended up with all of the inventions that we have. So it's
You
just
can put like a
matter.
hat on them. Like I
Yeah.
don't just do it actually wearing this kind of hat or scarf.
On
Like
what?
like if you knew it was an additional feature. Hey,
Oh.
pay $2.99 and you can actually dress the customer service guy that's screen sharing with you.
Huh. I wonder if, you know what? People would pay for that. There's going to be somebody that would pay for that.
Just a little 50 cents.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because that's what Snapchat is, right? You can put all of these
Pretty much.
filters and make
What if it
amazing
was like a
looking
guy
pictures.
that like had some like really attractive guy? You don't pay 50 cents for that, Isabella?
No,
To
she
do
wouldn't,
what?
because she's not desperate. You can walk outside and see an attractive man
Yeah.
for free.
for free.
But
Thank
like
you.
shirt off. I mean, you can like press the wink button.
Ooh, again, free. You have internet. If you want to see a man, you can
Yeah.
Google a man.
But he's
I
not
was-
talking to you though.
It's better that he's not. But we don't have to get there. We don't have to go into men. We don't have to go there. Yeah.
It's better that he's not.
It
He's
might
just
be
there.
safer that way,
He's
but
just there.
Yeah.
That's another conversation. But yeah.
You know what?
That is another conversation.
This is like it went in this completely different direction. But last night on 60 Minutes, I was watching it on Hulu. In 60 Minutes, they were saying that YouTube is the social channel that is the most active and the most engaged channel over anything else that's out there.
I believe
And
that.
I don't remember sadly, I don't remember the amount. I think it was like 500,000, maybe it was more than that. We'll say it's 500,000 pieces of video are loaded every second. And I went, I could believe that. I could absolutely believe that. And they talked about the responsibility that YouTube has to be a safe place, and how do they censor, how do they decide what is going to be acceptable and what isn't going to be acceptable on there. And they showed this video of prisoners in war being beat to crap, and you can watch it. You can watch it, and they go, well, how come you have that up there? Why is that not taken down? And then they were just talking about the different things of, well, this is acceptable, hate crimes, and then white supremacy, and then they had all of these other. How do you decide this is acceptable to stay on YouTube?
Why wouldn't it all be allowed on there? Like, we're all grown people. Like, if
Because
I want to
it
see what
produces-
hate crime looks like to avoid it, then I need to look at what it is.
But there's this
Right?
place where people can be manipulated by that. And then
Okay,
the
well-
algorithms are beginning to actually send you that content. And then that's starting to flood what it is that you're watching. And it changes your thinking, and which changes your actions and your behaviors.
Who's being okay?
So that's what they said. This is what they were talking about in the show. And I found it really amazing is that the algorithms that are there to give that predictive type of content that you like to watch is being fed to you. So how is that changing our culture and our society? It was really interesting. 60 Minutes, I recommend it. Go watch it. It's like 20 minutes. but-
It's crazy.
And it was the woman that actually heads it up, and she also had this was a fun little tip. The two guys that started Google, they rented a space from her, lived in the garage apartment, truly, and created Google, and then they hired her to come in and be their marketing person. Then when they bought out YouTube, they hired her to run YouTube. So it's a really interesting story.
Can I find that somewhere?
I will share it with you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I will definitely share it with you. We need to, let's see, I got to make sure we stay on track. Oh, patron 2. Let's go, Miranda. We are
Starter
doing good.
Studio is a pioneering hub for innovative and tech-enabled entrepreneurs that empowers and provides resources for entrepreneurs, creatives, and innovators to begin, grow, and flourish in Central Florida. They offer open community educational programs, accelerators, funding, and collaborative workspaces. Starter Studio fosters a community serving as a platform for the ideas of the future. Their website is starterstudio.org. Thank you, Starter Studio, for being a patron of the Intern Whisperer Live.
What would you call that?
I don't know. It's Eli's music. It's happy music. It's toe tapping for sure. Okay, so you appear to be a sports enthusiast. You shared that with us earlier. How do you think? What are the lessons that you've learned in sports that you can carry over into entrepreneurship, into your business?
A lot. So, in sports, in team sports, you have to learn how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to be part of something that's bigger than yourself. You have to learn how to sacrifice. You have to learn how to be mentally strong for, your teammates.
Do you think that's
You have
everybody on the
to-
team?
if you no, of course there's you know, of course there's people that don't go to that extreme thinking about sports and wanting to be super involved and getting deep.
No,
within
let me
sports.
rephrase my question. Do you think everybody that's on a team thinks that way is what I'm really asking them? Because I think being mentally strong, I think that there's some that are like leaders and then there's some that are followers. So the ones that tend to push more towards leadership will be those ones that'll be very motivating, saying, okay, we need to do this and this and this. And then there's those that they're still part of the team, but they may not be
As mentally strong.
yeah.
You still have to say, okay, I'm gonna follow this leader.
They commit.
Right. So I'm part of something bigger. Right. Absolutely. And you learn how to motivate. Some people learn how to be a leader. Some people are put in those positions and evolve into awesome leaders. We learn how to sacrifice. I mean, you have to learn how to put in tons of hours and practice. You have to learn how to be very aggressive, but
Is it aggressive or assertive? There's a difference.
depending on the level, I mean, when you're at a high level, like you have to put your mind in you're like a killer, like a killer instinct, right? But then you also have to think. You have to be very sharp, and then you see these people in front of a mic, in front of tons of journalists, and people ask them questions, and then they're a completely different person. You have to kind of be a completely different person.
Chameleon.
Right, you have to adapt. Right, you're out there being a physical specimen. Right, you're so that trains you as well. And then I always thought people that played sports were great leaders in a company, in a sales position, because they have to motivate. The hardest thing in any business or really life is other people.
Yes.
100%. So if you can find someone that motivates and incentivizes the others to work for the company and work for themselves, as in like, hey, if I work for the company, then my life even better, right? So that's hard, and sports, you're forced into that. If you don't do that, then you get weeded out, and you don't play sports, or you're sitting on the bench a lot. So so yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of lessons. Did you guys play sports by any chance?
I played soccer for a few years, and
Yeah.
then I dabbled in gymnastics. I quit when the balance beam came into play.
Yeah.
But soccer, I was only good at one position.
Yeah.
That was defense.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
weren't in any sports?
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
If
Clubs?
Club, like sports clubs, or just like
Clubs.
activities.
Period. Activities.
As a youth, no, not really. That sounds boring, but I had fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I would play sports with like the kids in my neighborhood, but like official soccer was like the only one I officially was on a team played.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What sports did you play?
Basketball, baseball, football.
Not volleyball?
No, I play volleyball now. Thursday
Okay.
nights, beach volleyball.
Okay.
I have a good time. We it's a bunch of random people.
Is it
It's
over
it's
here
rec,
on
it's
Primrose?
It's co-ed. It's a festival park.
Yeah, that place over
Yes.
there on Primrose, right?
Right. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, I've seen them out there playing.
Yeah. So we have a great time.
Yeah. Okay, so quotes. What quote inspires you?
Tons of quotes, but Teddy Roosevelt here is one. Is it's hard to fail, but it's worse to never have tried to succeed.
Yeah. I would hate to think about, well, what if I didn't do this?
Me too.
Yeah. Do you guys all feel that same way?
Yes.
So why do we say, I'm not going to try this, right? I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of what these people think, blah, 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 right? So then fast forward 60, 70 years, you're on your deathbed, and then you're filled with regret. Oh, damn, I didn't try because I thought these people were going to judge me. And then you realize that what you thought never existed ever, only in your head, and you're about to die in 5 minutes. So what you were thinking your entire life never existed ever. And that scares the shit out of me. So one of my mottos is, which I don't know who said this, but I think my friend told me, which is risk it for the biscuit. And that's what I do. I go and I risk, and I go and I go and I go, and I don't ever want to be on my deathbed saying, like, damn, should have said yes to that.
Yeah, I agree.
That makes me really sad. People do that.
So how can people find the Lead Lion? We're coming to the end of our show, I know, so we're going to have to jump over to that last part. How do people find you? What are your social links? What's your website?
Well, we have, theleadline.com. We have a Facebook, The Lead Line. We have our Instagram is The Lead Line.
Okay.
I believe it is. We also have another Lead Line Instagram called Follow the Leader, The Lead Line, and I had a videographer follow the whole company around from it was a couple months ago. So like a whole episode, we were trying to record from not being successful to being successful, and actually what happens. And I think entrepreneurs really need to understand what it is, because right now they have Gary Vee, but he's worth $200 million, and he's like, yeah, you can just do anything, and do that, but what does it actually look like, and how does it feel? What are these people really feeling? So that actually has 10,000 followers, and I don't do anything with that Instagram. Organic, 100%. All Orlando.
10,000 followers?
I had 11,000 at one point. It has zero content on it.
That's interesting. Okay.
Well, it used to be Orlando_now, and I used to run that page, and I built it for 2 years, and I always would post something once a day or twice a day, and it was something to do that day in Orlando. And
okay.
I grew that, and then I just changed the name. But it's
Okay,
right
so
now.
that makes sense. That's why people were following it. I gotcha.
Right.
All right, so we're going to do that little transition thing one more time here. All right, so we want to thank Valencia College East for this being in the studio. We love being in the studio. And thank you, Q, our station manager. He's always so great. We don't get to see him on Tuesdays, but, we thank Kyle and Lacey and all of the others that let us into the room here, because it's locked up to keep all of this great equipment safe. Let's do our shout out. So, Sydney, go first.
Shout out to everybody that I've been interning with for the past semester. I enjoyed you guys, and I hope we can still stay cool, and I want you all to do great things.
Yep, we will. Miranda?
Shout out to this being the last show of the semester, and shout out to everyone who's been on the show, listening, and everyone that I work with.
Okay, Darius, shout out.
Ooh, yell it, please.
Yes, shout out to all of you guys. This was a great experience. Shout out to Brad. This was a great interview. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Brad.
Thank you for all the views and support.
All right, Fernando.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's a lot easier.
shout out to my friends and family and the whole production team, me and Darius, and the whole Intern Pursuit team. It's been a blast.
It has been. Yes. Brad.
All right. Shout out to my family, my employees. I love you all. And shout out to Starter Studio. Shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. This is a very cool experience. Shout out to Isabella, one of the hardest working people. Like literally, I work hard.
live
I
down
work
there.
hard. I work hard, and you work. You like. I can go toe to toe with you. Maybe
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
you work
maybe.
hard. I don't say that about really anybody.
Yeah,
You work hard.
I will close that place down many
You
times.
do?
Yeah, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm still there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
You're
it's not.
You're a badass.
I'm not necessarily proud of that, but you do what you have to do to get to that next place. So anyway, but my shout out goes to all of you guys. This has been a wonderful time. I've really enjoyed it. I will miss you like crazy. I told you I have to keep like boundaries around me. So it's like, no, I'll still see you. We'll still be in touch. I don't know how, but we're still going to do that. And then my shout out goes to the software team and gosh, there's just so many people. So go to internpursuit.tech. Go look at the faces of these people. You'll get to see them and know something about them. And go to internpursuit.games and look at all of the game people because it's significant. And these are really people that have helped grow the company. So I want to share that. Thank you to all of our listeners and also to NASDAQ. I'm looking forward to being there next week. All right. So as we close out our show, we want to say thank you to all of our listeners and take us out, Sydney.